Can you guys hear me? Just confirming. Hello, hello. Are we good? Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. 3, 2, 1. Indeed, says Stitch. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the show. Hi, Sticky. Hi, Stitch. Hi, Act. Act says my music cut off, so let's get the stream going. And Sticky says yes. Okay. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to the show. Hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. Hopefully everybody is having a good weekend. Hopefully we had a nice, easygoing week, and we're ready for a nice, exciting, or relaxing, whatever it is that we need, easygoing weekend. Hopefully that's what everybody is in for. That's the goal, for me at least. How is everybody doing? Ooh, that was weird. Oh. All right, let's put the refault away and pull something else out. Ooh, Stitch says, I think I might have actually fractured my finger. Hopefully not. Hopefully you're okay. Oh my gosh. Anxiety just dropped a new EP and been listening to the new Body Snatcher album. Okay, cool. I've been jamming. Nice. I'm not familiar with either of those, so I will look them up and figure out what kind of music they are and give them a listen if they're up my alley. But I tend to listen to just about everything, so man, I'm not feeling the gill right now either. I'll find something that's flipping well for me. There we go. For now. Ring of shame. All right. If you like heavy music, Ring of Shame again. These are both solid. Sometimes I like heavy music, but usually not. Usually I'm more about the chilling out vibe than the super heavy, hard hitting, loud factor. But I do enjoy, I enjoy it sometimes. But just to let you know how much I sometimes can be not put off by, but bored by that kind of music. Last concert I went to, I fell asleep and I was in like the third row of the sitting floor section right behind the standing mosh pit area. And I was falling asleep. It was ridiculous. This is my chilling music. Gotcha. Okay. My chilling music is usually either, at these days, it's very much hyper pop. But prior to that, it was very much just any sort of rap. That was really flowy and preferably like chopper style. But anything that rhymes, I'm a big fan of, basically. Let's see. I have been very much enjoying my Orion 1.5. More so, interestingly enough, than I have been enjoying my Orion S. Never thought that I would say that, but it is in fact true. I got a new bag to carry all my Balies, and when I was placing them in there, I ended up leaving the center spot open for my quick draw top Balies, and I did not put my Orion S in the middle row. Favorite rap artist, mine is MF Doom. Okay, so I have listened to MF Doom, very 90s style rap. No issues with it at all, none whatsoever. However, rap wise, as of like the last couple of years, Juice World is really where the sound has been for me as far as rap is concerned. Silas says, "Hey Hunk, how are you?" "I am good, Silas. How are you? Welcome to the weekend. I am glad that you're here." LeBreton says, "Yo, Bali Unc. Yo, LeBreton, how are we doing today? Hopefully you're having a good start to the weekend." Silas says, "I'm good." Good. I'm glad to hear that. So, yeah, so I got this new bag. We'll show it off real quick. I took all of the branding off of it. It's just a I can't even remember what the brand is anymore. But I got this bag. It opens up all the way, so I can lay everything out flat. In it, I have 2 rows on the outside that'll hold. Where is? Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong thing. 2 rows on the outside that'll hold 5 each, and then 1 slot in the middle that'll hold 4 on each side. And right now I have 4, or 2 on every other. But it holds a total of 18. Currently, I have 14 ballad songs in it, and yeah, that way I have something to stick in my little sling bag when I go to Blade Show and I carry my sling bag. I'll have that in my sling bag so I don't have to carry around anything when I'm walking around all day. But in the middle section is where I wanted to put my quick draw, my top 4 ballets that I'm going to be accessing the most often, and in no particular order. Well, top 2 are the first 2 order. My Community Community Kraken, my Bali Unc Kraken, then my Thomas Balisong Refault with Tonto Blade and Pink Scales, and then my LDY Orion V1.5 Christmas Edition. Those are currently my top 4 in my collection. Yeah. I guess I'm getting old, but the new age rap doesn't really do it for me. Yeah, and the thing with me for music, oftentimes similar to movies, is I I tend to go with the flow. Whatever is current is whatever I tend to like, and whatever the older stuff was tends to age with me, and I don't seem to enjoy it nearly as much as I did when it was new. Um, so I mean, I can still listen to some of the older stuff, but I never have a sit down session where I'm just listening to 90s rap. Except there have been some occasions where I've sat down and listened to Bone Thugs and Harmony in long duration. But other than that, I think everything else has been pretty new. Scylla says nice, and Stitch says many Krakens. Yes, yes, I am happy with the Krakens that I have. But very much enjoying the 1.5, the Orion 1.5. I understand why some people say that it is one of the preferred budget ballets. And it now makes me want to try the Orion 2 all that much more when I get the opportunity. But I don't think I'm going to be buying anything more until we get to Blade Show. Ah, my goodness. I am all sorts of dropping today. So what ballets are you guys what's up? I bought a reverse Tonto Kite AL 1.5. Nice, very cool, Tevco. Excited to hear your thoughts on it. What do you have it yet, or you just ordered it? And then PS5 the only one says, "Hello, Unc. Hello, PS5 the only one. How are we doing today?" I am doing good. Welcome to the weekend. I was just talking about my current realization that my top Bally's right now are my two Krakens, my LDY Orion 1.5, and my Thomas Balisong Refault with Tonto Blade. Those are my top four. I'm awaiting currently. Got it. Got it. The waiting game is always difficult. All right. Speaking of the Thomas Bell, or speaking of the not Thomas Bell song, anything. What am I'm putting in the wrong spot. I will flip my LDY Kite AL 1.5 reverse Tonto. I haven't touched another Bally since the Kraken came in. I don't blame you. Tevco says, Silas Flips, are you here? I believe Silas Flips was at least here. This is a really nice Balisong. I really like the look of the blade. Me and Silas are friends from being mods for ghost flipping. Very cool. I'm back. What did I miss? I don't think you missed anything. I don't know when you left. Oh, I missed a couple things. I'm doing great. That's good. I'm waiting currently. Okay, I got that. And then, yeah, now I'm caught up, I think. Yeah. All right. Well, LeBron missed everything. No. Nothing to have missed. A little bit of babble, a little bit of flipping. LeBreton, change your name to LeBron Flips. No, don't do that. What else? Let's try. Okay, so I switched the Kite AL to the original weights, which makes this thing wonky to flip in a satisfying way because it's just so comically handled by us. Yeah, that was right. Mm. Brandley says, "What's good, everyone? What's going on, Brandley? How are we doing? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday indeed. Welcome to the weekend. How are you doing today? How was your week? Hopefully you had a nice week and are off to a nice and relaxing weekend. That's the goal for all, I hope. Oof, I am dropping today. I'm trying to flip through my whole collection to figure out what I'm feeling, what I'm vibing with. But it is not the CCC. As much as I enjoy flipping this thing and I like the sound of it, it is slippery. But aside from that, I really do enjoy it. It was 60 yesterday. I want more weather like that. Right now it's 49, but it's going to hit 56 before the day is out, supposedly. You deserve way more subscribers than you have. You're live like every week. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm live twice a week, actually. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time. I want to flip outside. It's been a bit of a rough week, but I'm getting through it. I'm sorry. Hopefully the rough stuff is behind you and you're onto a more positive weekend. Just pushing forward. Been there, done that. I can get it. I can't wait to be off work so I can enjoy this weather. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. I'm pretty sure after stream I'm going to be opening up my window, but I can't right now because I would have to open the blinds and it is so bright outside it would wash everything out. That's okay though. Absolutely. Absolutely, Branley. Everybody has bad days. Everybody deserves to have good days. They can't all be good, but even when they're bad, you still got to look for the opportunity for good things to happen. And when you have that opportunity to give somebody, you know, an easy out of their bad day just by saying something nice, you always want to take that opportunity just simply because it's good karma for you. It pays itself off. It pays itself in dividends eventually. It all comes out in the wash, whatever fun phrase you want to use. That's my 2 cents. And I can actually use that as a stepping stone into today's talking notes, as a matter of fact. Because, and what we're talking about today is like, you know, it's talking about not pain per se, but what you do after you experience pain. Like once you're past it, you know, what do you do? I mean, some people just pretend like it never happened and move on, you know, but you do have options. But what it boils down to is, you know, sometimes bad things happen to good people, and that's just part of being a human being. You know, sometimes it's something natural, like waking up with a horrible headache. Sometimes it's something deeper than that, like the pain of a breakup or something unexpectedly shaking up your day. Pain shows up in a lot of different ways, and it can hit any of us at any point in time. But here's something that I have been thinking about. What do you do after the pain? Not while you're in it, not while you're dealing with it, not while it's soaking its way through every tear, but when you're past it enough to look back. Do you ever go back and think about it? Or do you just move on and get past things? The other day, I was talking with my wife about something that had happened to me recently. I had woken up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, already moving, like mid-run, on my way to the bathroom, barely consciously yet realizing that I was running. I was just reacting. I was sick. After that initial moment had passed, I realized that I had a horrible, horrible headache, like one of the worst migraines I had ever experienced in my life. It was intense, easily one of the worst headaches that I had ever had. But I did get through it, and now I feel fine, which means that now I can look back on it, not from the pain, but from perspective. You know, and what I realized is this. This experience that I had gave me a better understanding of what people, you know, who experience chronic migraines and constant nausea, gives me an idea of what they go through. I only experienced it for a very momentary period of time, but it gives me an idea into the window of somebody who experiences it in their daily life. Like that's their reality. Let's see what's going on in the chat real quick. Try not to think about it. That is an approach. That is one way that you can go about. Once the pain has subsided, just move on. You just have to remember the good moments and try to keep small memories you can find pleasure in. That is also a good approach. I like to say two people can go through the same day, one expecting a good day, one expecting a bad. The difference is the one expecting a bad was looking for the bad stuff. The one expecting the good was looking for the good stuff. They find those small moments of memories and pleasure that they can appreciate. Makes all the difference. I hate migraines. Yes, they are horrible. I get them all the time, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, Unc. Hi, Cruz. How are you? Welcome to the weekend. Branley says, I've found that after painful events, I reach out to my community for a community of people, my wife, friends, family, to try to move forward. That is a good approach. That is a very good approach. Yeah. So like I said, in that event, what I did was I used it to better understand people who do deal with, with those sorts of headaches, and that sort of nausea. You have people that have chronic headaches and have chronic migraines, like it sounds like LeBreton does. So when you're dealing with somebody like that who says, "Oh my gosh, I have a headache," I can remember what it felt like trying to drive my head into the mattress, getting out of my own body, like an ostrich sticking their head in the ground. Like my head hurt so bad I was nonsensical. I can look back on that and hear somebody say, "Hey, I have a headache," and empathize with them, just knowing how bad it could be and knowing that it could be worse than that. Who knows? Similarly, with me being nauseous and sick like I was, and it being as painful as it was, and then interacting with someone who I learn has, some sort of cancer and is going through chemotherapy, I can, not put myself in their shoes, but when they're dealing with some sort of nausea, I can understand, how painful that can be. So I just take the situation that I deal with, the pain, and say, okay, well, how can I kind of apply this empathetically for, other people and situations? Did you see the clip I posted yesterday outside Bali Unc? I believe I did. I think I liked it. I want to guess on what color shirt you were wearing, but I'm not going to because I fear that I could be wrong. I'll go back and I'll check, but I'm fairly confident that I did. They came out pretty good in my opinion. Very sweet. Community helps me to talk through my challenging thoughts and emotions, or even just distract myself for a bit with something fun. Exactly. I'm looking to give away a Nibalis Blue Teflon Vault. Do you want it? I have a white Nibalis Teflon Vault, so no, I'm good. Thank you though. All right. So yeah. Same thing happened to me a few weeks prior. A few weeks back, I woke up with a stiff neck, a really bad stiff neck, right where the neck comes cross with your shoulders. So really, really deep in your lower neck. I'll happily take a free Bali, LOL. So I woke up to a stiff back or a stiff neck so bad I could barely move. It hurt to turn, it hurt to sit, it hurt to exist for a bit there. And now it still hurts. I can still feel it when I move around. I can feel where it's achy. It hasn't completely gone away yet, but it's just a dull ache. It's manageable. But in that moment, it was absolutely overwhelming. And my wife actually deals with chronic neck and back pain. So what I experienced, my bad day was probably, if I'm being completely honest, was probably a fairly decent run-of-the-mill day for her. You know, and that kind of realization shifts the way that you almost missed it. Shifts the way that you know, see something. You know, and it's not the way that you it's not where you compare yourself to somebody else and you rank pain. It's the way that you understand people better when you look at that. So, you know, when you're experiencing discomfort, when you're experiencing pain, and it's pain that you know somebody else could be experiencing, or, you know, when somebody is going through something and experiencing pain, and you go back and, or you think back and you think of an experience where you had something similar, you know, you don't look at it as a, okay, well, I went through something similar. It's not so bad. You should get over it. Instead, you know, you can look back on it and you can be like, okay, how did I feel when I was going through something like that? Oh, that was really rough. That was really hard. That was really difficult. And that's probably what this person is going through also. So, what would have helped me when I was going through that situation? Okay, let's see, maybe would that help this person or would that not be applicable here? You know, because everybody's different. I've said it before. It's not a treat other people the way that you want to be treated. It's treat other people the way that you think they want to be treated. So, you know, run it through those check boxes and say, you know, okay, well, this is something that would have helped me at the time. Would it help them or would it not? And if the answer is yes, it would, then, I mean, by all means, try to help them. Let's see what we have in the chat. Sticky is laughing about anybody taking a free Bali. What's your favorite Kraken, Unc? At least at the moment. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I can't really say that I have a favorite Kraken because it really all depends on what my mood is. My favorites shift very much, and my preferences in the Kraken shift very much too. If I'm feeling very rollover happy, then the Community Kraken is where it's at for me. But if I'm really feeling the fans, or I want a light drilling of my twirls, or extended twirls rather, then the speed channeling of the Bali Unc Kraken is where it's at for me. But if I want some heavier weighted finger drilling, then it would be the Community Kraken. Or if I want to do some rollover based, like I said, more rollover based flipping, then it's going to be the Community Kraken there too. Let's see. I'm making shrimp Alfredo and biscuits and gravy for a party today. That sounds appetizing. That sounds delicious. That sounds amazing. Tevko, I'm sure that it's going to end up turning out great. LeBreton says, what's your mood at the moment? My mood's pretty good. I kind of went into the stream not sure if I was really feeling the stream and how long it was going to go today. Just simply because I just didn't know how I was really feeling, how I was feeling the vibe. At the moment, I'm doing pretty good. I think it's good to sometimes just accept pain and sadness for a bit. It's part of life. If you don't know pain, how can you ever feel happiness? That's true. I'm not going to dispute that in any way, shape, or form. And everybody deals with their pain differently. That's very, very, very much true. My point is just once you have dealt with the pain, however that might be, and you're done processing it, you're ready to move on and past it. You know, what do? You know, some people just kind of say, okay, I'm done with that now. Let's move on with my life. And what I do personally is I use it to try to help put myself in other people's shoes, if I find that they're in similar situations, that are pain-causing situations. All right, I'm losing track. People are talking faster than I'm reading. Okay, I said that. Got that dog. Hi, welcome to the chat. David says, Bali Unc, what'd I miss? a bit of the talking notes today, but I don't think really a whole lot. Welcome, David. How are you? Um, and then Brandley agrees. Dog made a very good point. Should I stream today? You should stream whenever you want to. If you do and I'm available, I will tune in. Jack says, yo, what up, Jax? How are you? I feel like you should accept the pain sometimes, and if someone is going through something similar, you understand where they're going through exactly, or what they're going through exactly. That's what you try to do, or at least you try to understand as best you can. But you have to know, just because you went through it, it's going to be a different experience for them. So just because something worked for you doesn't mean it's going to work for them, but so long as you're open to the possibility that you might be able to feel what they're feeling, you're at least trying, and that's a good thing. A lot of people are screaming a lot of people's names excitedly. I'm ready to move on from cutting those onions. Ha. Yep. And that's a lot of people. I mean, it also depends on what the situation is. Sometimes you leave it alone until you find yourself in a situation that reminds you about it. And you're like, okay, well, it's time to think about what I think about this so I can consider what this person is thinking. Orthodox Easter is tomorrow. Well, happy early Easter, David. And Jax and other people are screaming people's names again. Okay, cool. All right. So the thing, yeah. So that's basically where I'm at with that. You don't rank your pain or your situation against somebody else's. That isn't the way that you can use that. That's not a beneficial way to use your pain. But Bali Unc, should I stream today? If you would like to, then yes, I think that you should. You've asked me twice, so something tells me that you would like to. So LeBreton, I would say, yes, if you would like to, you should. Man, I'm forgetting to put these back where they go, and I ordered them perfectly. Spark says, sup. You're almost at 200 subs. I know. Last I looked, I was at 195. It's pretty crazy. Spark Flips is here. Yes, Spark Flips is here. All right. So, but yeah, people say though that not every day can be a good day. I get what they mean by that, but I don't fully agree with how it's said, because the truth is, any day can be a good day. You just don't know how good it's going to be until it unfolds. Some things are going to happen that make a day feel heavy or frustrating or, just not what you wanted. And that's real. But at the same time, just as quickly as something bad can show up out of nowhere, something amazing can too. I've said, I've had days that could have gone completely off the rails, either the best or worst day of my life, and they ended up being just normal, forgettable, your random run-of-the-mill Tuesday. Yeah, because something shifted, something balanced everything else out, and by the end of that week, it was definitely not a moment anymore. There was nothing defining about it. It was just another day in the week. And here's where that really matters. Every action that you take can tip the scales on somebody else's day. You can take an ordinary day and make it unforgettable in a good way. You can take a bad day that somebody's having and soften it. Or you can take a great day and unintentionally ruin it. All with something as simple as a comment. Something small that you say can land you right at somebody else's core. But here's the powerful part. It's just as easy to do that in a positive way as it is in a negative one. So if there's one thing that I would hold on to from all of this, it is that when you are past your pain, don't waste it, use it. Let it teach you how to understand other people better. Let it make you more aware of how your words and actions can affect other people, because you never really know what kind of day somebody is having, but you can be a part of what shifts it. And those are the talking notes for the day. Let's see what we missed. I missed you reading it the first time. Oh, that's fine. You just missed the first part. I finished reading it, and you caught the end. Spark, says Jax. Spark, says LeBreton. Bali Unc speaking wisdom, says LeBreton. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, yeah. I mean, that's basically my stance on things. That's how I try to, it's like 1 a.m. for me. But hi, Bali Unc. Hi, Ice. Welcome to the show. Good morning and happy Sunday, I believe. Hopefully you're having a nice weekend. Yeah. So, how are the full twirls coming along? The extended twirls are coming along pretty well. When I don't trip over my fingers, my finger strength is getting better, but after 2 or 3, it starts getting, my fingers start getting lazy. So I'm going to tell Ghost to shout you out. You deserve more. I mean, don't worry about it. I drop into Ghost chats all the time. Ghost and I chit chat during stream all the time. I get the attention that I need. I'm good. I don't need I don't need any more than I got. We're golden. I appreciate it though. I should flip the Krakens. I have not been flipping the Krakens much on the stream today. So let's do that. I'm pretty sure Blade Bias also mentioned you in his Wildfly video. Yeah, because I'm the reason why Ethan couldn't pull out the BB Barfly Barracuda V2 because it was on loan to me. I had a colleague who was hesitant to tell us about a sad incident that happened to him. He preferred his work to be a place where he could forget his sadness for a bit. And that's true. I mean, I totally get that. There are people that use, that separation between home life and work life, home life and personal life and professional life, specifically for that reason. I try to leave work at work. I try to leave home at home. But there are some things that are just going to cross those boundaries. Something that affects me to my core, like when I lost Barbie, that affected me both on my personal life and that affected me in my professional life as well. That was a foundational, moment for me right there. So, bad days you never know how somebody is going to experience a bad day, and you never know how they would prefer to experience a bad day. Some people, it's just like birthdays, honestly. When I find out if somebody's when somebody's birthday is, one of the first questions I ask is if they celebrate their birthday, because some people don't. And the reason I do that is because, if somebody doesn't like their birthday and you wish them a happy birthday, it can actually bother them, cause them discomfort or anger. And that's actually making them angry on the birthday, on the day of the year that you want them to be the happiest. So I tend to, ask those clarifying questions. But why did I start down the birthday path? There was a reason. It had to do with asking, but I have lost track. I'll get there. Oh, so you never know how somebody wants to deal with, their sadness and their pain. And sometimes it's okay to just simply ask and just say to somebody, if they be a coworker or something else, and just say, hey, it's none of my business, but can you let me know? Well, no, I would say something along the lines of, it's none of my business, and let me know if you want me to leave you alone. But you seem to be bothered. Something seems to be upsetting you. And I just want to let you know, if there is a way that you want me to interact with you right now, or anything that I can do to make this better or more comfortable for you, you let me know. I can talk to you about it. I can pretend like nothing is happening. I can respond however you need. That lets them know that you care, but that also lets them know that you care about them and the way that they're being treated. You are trying to treat them the way that they want to be treated, as opposed to treating them the way that you think that you would want to be treated if you were in that situation. Hey, Unc, about that, when's your birthday? It's in September. Okay, and that gets us caught up. I love the Krakens. They're great Baileys. Ooh. Ugh. I love the thumbnail. Haha, did you make it? Crap, what was the thumbnail? I grabbed 2 free clip art things and put them together and used the words. So no, I didn't. We all throwing Unc the best birthday ever. How are you liking the Kite AL? So I like the Kite AL. It is a good Bali. It is a good flipper. Right now I am running it with no weights in it, and it flips very borderline neutral, which is currently meeting my flipping preferences. Despite the fact that it has no weights in it, you know, it still holds a chaplain like a champ. I have no issues with anything that I try to put this thing through. It has a very nutty sound to it. I understand why Ted doesn't like the sound of it and was referring to it as, you know, clacking aluminum. To me, it's not that bad, but after flipping like the Orion 1.5, which is very quiet, and then moving over to this, which is very clacky, it is definitely a different, you know, sound profile for sure. But all in all, like it. How many weights does it stock? So if you have the reverse Tonto or any live blade, I believe it comes stocked 1 in with 2 empty spaces, because it'll hold 3 weights. There'll be 1 in if you have a live blade. There'll be 2 in if you have the trainer blade. That's what Pico said anyway. Haven't took mine apart yet. I'm looking to get a Seraph. Sweet. Good luck on your adventure. Branley says, how confusing is the reverse Tonto? In all honesty, the reverse Tonto makes complete and utter sense to me, but what the reverse Tonto did was it kind of momentarily broke me on regular Tontos. So yeah, reverse Tonto makes total sense in my you know, neural processing. It says this is logical. However, when I pick this up, luckily I can see, whereas with the reverse Tonto, it's less easy to see what side is the cutting side. You just see the angles because the cutting edge is hidden. Here you can see the cutting edge, you know, in the you know, angular part of the blade right there. So I know, oh, okay, that's the bite side, boom. So I just have to visually look a little bit more closely than I had to before I got a reverse Tonto. Because now my brain's default is, oh, reverse Tonto is right, regular Tonto is backwards. How often do you get cut on lives? Not very often, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I try to be very thoughtful and respectful of live blades. However, since I have been flipping them more, I'm realizing that that is not done in practice nearly as much as it is done in thought. But that's why I dull the crap out of my live blades. So the first thing I do with the Krakens, the first thing I did was gave myself a little cut on my ring finger. Not intentionally, I just did. And I happened to cut with both blades, same finger, within 1/3 of an inch. And then upon doing that, immediately pulled out the sandpaper and dulled it. So they're not sharp anymore. And then with the reverse Tonto Kite AL 1.5, I remembered to dull it before I flipped it. So I dulled it immediately. So they're sharper than a false live edge, but they're duller than anything that LeBreton would ever consider to be an acceptable blade sharpness. So I'm okay. I have done a ring of shame and not gotten a ring of shame out of it. So that's how dull I ensure that the blades are. But I still have, a couple spots that I have hit consecutively enough that I have, sore spots that ache. So it happens. I was mentioned. Yes, LeBreton was mentioned. I kind of like having them sharp. It helps you improve on mistakes. I can understand that. My stance on it is I'm in no rush to improve. As a matter of fact, I am intentionally improving slowly because I want to improve my flow with what I know more so than I want to improve my library of tricks. I want to figure out how to do more with less if I'm doing that less well. So that's what I'm working on. And then every now and then, as I'm getting better and feeling more comfortable, I'll add a couple tricks into my my routines that I go through. And LeBreton says, in my opinion, LOL. Oh, same with having them sharp. Yeah. No, they definitely do. The thing with me is when they're sharp, my fight or flight response doesn't say, oh, it's sharp. Flip it. It says, oh, it's sharp. Does it have to be? And the answer is no. Ghost Flipping says, what's up? Or what's good, Unc? Not a whole lot. Or, well, a lot. A lot is good. Things are good. We're doing good. Ghost Flipping, how are we doing today? Hopefully you are off to a good start of the weekend. Hopefully you have been enjoying, or you enjoyed last week. And then everybody is wishing Ghost a very warm welcome. I love how you guys are always so welcoming with everybody who stops in. It's great. That would have been a borderline ring of shame. Doing goodio. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, what was I just talking about? I don't remember. But yeah, so the talking notes today, so Ghost was just the whole, hey, how do we respond to react with, and what do we do with pain after we have, experienced it? Some people kind of just pretend like it never happened and move on. And then some people like myself, what I try to do is I try to, take a look at that pain and say, okay, well, what did I experience? Why did I experience it? How did it feel? And what types of situations are there out in the world that I could apply that type of pain to and say, okay, I can kind of understand where somebody might be coming from if they're, having this sort of pain. In the case one of the examples that I gave was a couple weeks ago, I ended up waking up with horrible back pain to the point where I couldn't barely move. And it still aches, but it's totally bearable. However, that one day, it was unbearable. I couldn't move, I couldn't turn, I couldn't sit up, I couldn't do anything. And my wife actually suffers from chronic neck and back pain. So that one day of torture for me would have been a pretty bearable, pretty decent day for her. So it really put things into perspective for me when I used that type of reflection on the pain that I had experienced, and then used that to empathize with somebody who could be experiencing that same type of pain. I like that topic. I deal with pain all the time because of anxiety. Same. That's one of those over analytical things that my brain does. Is I'm very analytical, and I break things down into small chunks and I look at the worst case scenario, what all can happen, and I very much apply that to myself. And because of that, it creates this anxiety driven thing where it's like, okay, well, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. They may think this, they may think that, they may think this. What if they say this? What if they say that? It just goes into a horrible, horrible loop. I think I need to catch up. Ghost should learn the Murnax ladder. I thought we were talking about physical pain when I clicked in. Any type of pain, honestly. Emotional pain, physical pain, psychological pain, you name it. Any type of pain that you feel, you can look back on when you're past it and say, okay, I felt that pain. How can I apply that in dealing with other people, in putting myself in other people's shoes? On the same accord, you can do the same thing with good days, with happy things. If you have a really great experience, you can throw that up onto your mental projector when somebody is having a good experience, and you can kind of remember what it was like when you had something like that and be that excited for them. I throw a Bali into my nose, so I thought I was going to wait. I did throw a Bali into my nose, so I thought that was going to tie nicely. Yep, I've done that. I have super anxiety. Yeah, same. I get it. Honestly, the worst. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, it's not fun, but I think we can all learn from the hard times. Exactly. I mean, everybody has bad days. Not everybody, has bad days all the time, just like not everybody has good days all the time. My dad had terrible back pain. He's had over 7 surgeries, but has sadly passed. I'm sorry to hear that, Tevko. I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm glad that he's not suffering from back pain anymore. Ballad song is the one thing I turn to when I'm stressed, and it helps a ton. I think having something you can turn to is great. I agree. Same thing goes with tying it back to community too. One of the things that also helps is having people that you can interact with and you can reach out to when you are dealing with pain, or when you're trying to figure out, if you are past it and you're trying to work through it and figure out, okay, well, what do I do from here? Reaching out and talking to people, and having, with the ballad song hobby, having such a wide spread of people in the community who are very open and willing to engage in conversation, that helps too. One time I was learning the infinite ladder and threw my Orion V1.5 into my face, and it caught under my eye. It was cooked. Yeah, that would be horrible. Um, Ballad songs are the best fidget stress toy. I agree, specifically speaking trainers. Well, I say they're the fun fidget stress toy regardless of what your speaking trainer or live blade. I've argued in the past numerous times, not with anybody, just made the argument that these aren't weapons, even the sharp ones. I mean, this would make the most horrible weapon possible, because number one, you can't open it quickly. Number two, there's nothing keeping your hand from not sliding when you press, so you're going to end up cutting your hand, anyways. And then, number three, I've only injured myself on one of these 2 times. Seriously injured myself 2 times. One time was flipping, and that wasn't even serious. The other time was me actually trying to use it as a knife, and that one was borderline serious. I probably should have had a stitch. That was a ring of shame. Luckily, I dull the crap out of these things. So, all right. I am going to throw up the be right back sign. I'm going to drop my desk down. I'm going to bring the chair around, and I'm going to sit down and get a little bit more comfortable. Not going to start shutting things down yet, but we are approaching an hour. We are getting probably close. Don't know how long today is going to run yet, but still doing good, still feeling strong. Just need to rest my legs. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. All right, folks, let's see. Let's flip the Kite AL 1.5. Love this thing. The reverse Tanto Tanto, whatever you want to call it, may have screwed me up on all other Tantos because this just makes sense to me, but I like it. What's going on, Pico? Well, that was a ring of shame, and then I poked myself. What's going on, Pico? Welcome to the show. I've gotten some super deep cuts from doing stupid stuff. Yeah, I believe it. Unc, my little sister's birthday is in 2 weeks. That's awesome. Hopefully she has an awesome birthday. Birthdays are fun. Birthdays are exciting. Nope. All right, and then what else? Let's flip the cat a little bit. I hate rings of shame. Yeah, me too. But again, that's why I dull my stuff. Because I like learning lessons, but I like learning lessons the easy way. Now, some might argue that the easy way is the effective way where you only learn the lesson once. And while that's true in one regard, I like not cutting myself. So I dull that stuff. Mm. I hate being striked. I'm sorry you're striked. Is it because your face got on camera and the whole 14 and younger thing again? Ring of shame. Crescent. Nope. Oh. Sadness. I'm sorry. That's a bummer. Looking to get any new battle songs, Unc? So yes, but not until Blade Show. At Blade Show, I am planning on, my goodness. At Blade Show, I am planning on making use of my early bird pass and I'm going to make use of my early bird pass and see if I can get a hold of The Answer by LDY and Will Hirsch. Because I want one of those so bad. Lemon Flip says, hello. Hello, Lemon Flips. How are you? Welcome to the weekend. We are later into the weekend for you. Isn't it like, probably Sunday morning your time? I would have to guess. David says, sup, Lemon? I'm good. How are you? I'm doing very well, thank you. I am doing very well. I have nothing to complain about. No complaints that do any good. The Answer is definitely what I'm waiting on. Yeah, I'm definitely excited about The Answer. I think that Will running a long video. Oh, it's Saturday night, so it's not quite Sunday morning for you yet. Okay. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's 5 o'clock our time. So, yeah. So the Bali looks amazing already. As soon as I saw it, I thought that it looked amazing. But Will's video explaining it and talking through it, I think was a work of genius from a marketing perspective, because I have never thought to myself, I wish I had a worry stone in my pocket. But now that I know that there's a worry stone built into the Bala song, I really want a worry stone in my pocket on a Bala song. I mean, I want it. So I'm looking forward to it. And Will noted that they may have some there at Blade Show. That's where it's going to be announced. If they are able to have any production units there, that's where they'll be available. So having an early bird pass, I'm going to try to get into the doors and sprint as quickly as I can to get my hands on one. I'll probably get one as well. I hope they have a polished version similar to the BM42. I want the answer too, hoping will change his mind about not making trainer blade for people in the EU. See, I can understand that. Part of me wishes that, especially with it being Will having a beard and LDY having a history of comb blades, I was kind of hoping that they would have a comb version. But on the same accord, I totally understand the desire as a maker to ensure that the product you're creating has the balance profile that meets the need. And, when you take a live blade and you turn it into something else, you're changing, even if you get the weight the same, you're changing all of the properties and where that weight falls in the mass. So it's just really difficult to do. And Sticky says, cat. But yeah, that's the Bali I'm looking forward to, that I'm waiting on, is definitely the answer. All right, let's see. Is there anything I have not flipped yet? I don't think I've flipped the rep, and I've made it heavy again. Would you buy a Zenith Live if it's double-edged? If it's a double-edged Bali? No, I probably wouldn't. Unc, you should try to learn the ice pick aerial. It's way easier than you think. I don't necessarily think that it's difficult. It just isn't something that I'm really caring about right now. I was reacting to the comb idea. Oh yeah, okay, got it. Lemon Flip says, does anyone know if replicant clones are good? This is one. This is a Bali Plus clone, and I like it. I haven't compared it to an actual rep. I won't have an opportunity to do that until Blade Show. But if you go search for some of Can't Flip for Ship videos, about 2 months ago, I want to say, Can't Flip for Ship had a video or two comparing the differences between various rep clones. So I would recommend that you check that out, Lemon. I like Ice Pick Aerial 10 times more than Basic Aerial. Cool. Did you end up dulling all of your knives? Yep. Pyro said, out of the box, no. Out of the box, no what? I don't care, just wondering. Yeah. All right, thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Pyro said out of the box, no what? I can't remember. Like, what did I say that would have been out of the box, no? That there are no that out of the box reps are bad? Oh, okay. Well, I would take what Pyro said over me any day of the week. Ugh. Oh, well. Be right back. Okay, Lemon. Let's see, what else? Let's flip Gil. Oops. Well, I mean, Pyro is a very high skill level and probably has pretty specific preferences. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Yeah, Pyro knows a lot. Pyro is like such an intelligent person when it comes to balisong flipping and every bit of dynamic that goes into it. You ask Pyro a question and they'll give you a straight answer on three different angles that you can consider something from. I absolutely love talking to Pyro. It's great. I randomly learned how to reverse fan open 2 days ago and I can't stop doing it. That's awesome, David. That's super cool. I love doing things and then looking down and saying, what did I just do? I have to figure out how to do that and do it again. Those are fun times. Very cool. I'm glad you had that. Pyro is goated for real. It's crazy. I agree. I agree. Pyro is goated for real, and it is crazy. I need a drink. My throat is getting dry. I love reverse fan open. Shroom is very chill too. Agreed. I mean, everybody that hangs out with us though is pretty chill for the most part. We have a pretty awesome group. That's why I don't mind not having as many reverse or not reverse. That was a reverse ring of shame, even though it wasn't. It was just a straight ring of shame. Yeah, our whole group is just a peak group of individuals and peak group of flippers. It's pretty awesome. They taught me how to cherry picker a while back. Very cool. Yeah, Shroom is awesome. Because that's Shroom's preference is just they. Gotta go. Good stream as always. Thank you, Sticky. Glad for you to be able to make it in. Thanks for stopping by. Have yourself a great rest of the day and a great weekend. All right, oops. I don't think it's a big concern. I don't think it's a big deal. It's just a preference. All good, David. Yeah, bye, Sticky. Have a great weekend. Oh, my hands are starting to get tired. Who out here just casting spells? Finally done with these onions. What onions are you? Oh, good. I'm glad that you're done with the onions. Fireball, fireball, fireball. Oh. Yeah, I think we're going to start wrapping things up. All right. Well, before we do wrap things up, I will, as always, do a quick shout out to my lurkers. All my lurkers, thank you very much for being here. I love that you are here. Love that you are just totally tuned in, listening, hearing what I have to say, listening to my antics, listening to my thoughts in cases like today, where I have my talking notes. Always appreciate you. Everyone who interacted in the chat, appreciate you guys as well. You guys make it really easy for me to have somebody to bounce talking points back off to after I've gone through all of my talking notes. So you make these last a little bit longer, which I appreciate, and I think everybody appreciates. For the time being, though, hopefully everybody has a great rest of the day. Hopefully everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hi. We'll see you in the next one. Love you.